Right. Hey, it's July, and we're going to work on being independent because when you're dependent on things, that means you're giving up a lot of your power. And we don't want to give up our power, right? There are certain things that we have to be dependent on, like air and water and food and shelter and making sure that we take care of ourselves and make our family safe. But there's certain dependencies that we don't need, such as cigarettes, vaping, tobacco, too much alcohol, sugar, food, fears, right? There are certain things that hold us back, that don't give us any benefits in life. In the beginning, we thought that they were beneficial, but then you realize as you get older and things happen, you say, why do I do that? I mean, even just sometimes drinking coffee, right? This is a huge cup, right? And people are like, you drink this much coffee? Well, no, I don't, because I really don't even drink coffee. I drink decaffeinated coffee, but a lot of times I'll put my shakes in here or my water, and I make sure that I'm drinking. This is 40 ounces, at least 80 ounces of water every day. So there's certain things that we don't want to be dependent on. And that's what we're going to work on, being dependent on ourselves, but also making sure that the things that we used to help us get through the day are good and healthy and they make us feel good. And there's a benefit to it, because if there's no benefit to it, why are we doing it? Right? There's no benefit, we're going to get rid of it. Kind of like when you go through your closet and you go through the clothes and you say, I haven't worn that outfit in 3 years and I haven't worn that one in four. Why am I holding on to it? There's no benefit. You're not going to wear it. Just get rid of it. And that's what we're going to be working on for the month of July. Independence for you. Now, how do we start? The first thing that you have to do is decide what it is that you want to get rid of, because sometimes people say, yeah, I think I want to, but I'm not really sure. You're not going to win if you talk to yourself that way. So, what I always tell people to do is to get a pad and a pen and write out, Dear me, I want to be free from dot, dot, dot. Okay. When I was quitting smoking, which will be 37 years that I quit smoking with hypnosis, I know, pretty cool. I knew it was a choice of me marrying my husband, but also me not getting sick, because every year I would get, twice a year, I would get sick with bronchitis that would turn into walking pneumonia. So I had really had to think about it, and I had to say, all right, do I want to give up these cigarettes? It's me, that I'm used to everything and it's so cool because everybody smokes, but I really loved him. And yes, I'm still with him. But I also get really, really sick, and it was dragging on. It was getting longer when I was getting sick, and I was getting sicker. And I had to really have a talk with myself. So I wrote myself a letter and I said, Dear Kathy, why am I holding on to this? What makes it so important? And back then, when I quit in 1987, I believe, I remember when it was going up to 75 cents a pack and thinking that's outrageous. But then when it went up to a buck 25, right? A dollar 25, I was like, this is insane. You guys are paying close to $10 now, right? Yeah, that's insane. Then I remember also getting rid of the weight after my babies were born, which are now no longer babies. They're 30 and 32. But I was so used to saying, I'm eating because the baby's hungry. I'm eating because the baby's hungry. I'm eating for, and then giving birth and going, what's all of this? Why do I still look like I'm pregnant? And I remember somebody saying, oh, you have a baby and you're pregnant. I'm like, no, I'm not. I'm not. It's baby fat. Again, I had to make a choice. What was important to me? Why was it important? And even when I started to have really bad heartburn, I realized that if I had any kind of sugar products, my body was just saying, Forget it. We don't like this. Why are you eating this? This is poison. I had to give up sugar and I feel a lot better. This, while it, it's the sugar-free chocolate, which is the cocoa powder. There's my New York accent. And I also use monk sugar. I don't like the taste of stevia. Um, I mean, does it taste like sugar-rich chocolate and stuff like that? No. But do I enjoy it? Yes. And do I feel better? Absolutely. So I had to make choices. You have to make a choice. You have to decide what's more important because you can either be a follower and be dependent on things, or you can be a leader and decide to be independent. I know, whether you believe it or not, that you can be independent. And I know that you don't need to follow in other people's footsteps, that you don't need to feel or be part of the crowd, because sometimes being part of the crowd sucks because you're not an individual anymore. You become part of the crowd. When you're part of the crowd, nobody notices you. It's okay to be different. It's okay to say no. And it's okay to decide you want your independence. You just have to write yourself a letter, decide why, decide when, decide how, and decide what it is you're going to do instead. Because one of the things about the mind and the body is that when you remove something, you have to replace it. Because if not, there's an open void. And with an open void, it means that anything can pop in. So make sure that whatever you're going to replace it with is something that's good for you, something that's going to grow to benefit you. This is Kathy Lindert, your favorite hypnotist, with the first week of July, letting you know it's time to declare your independence and to make it happen. I'm wishing you a great day, great week, and I will see you next week. Have your stuff ready because we're going to do some work. Thanks. Bye-bye.